Mark Cuban goes on The View. He says what he really thinks about women that support Trump. It's not just Mark Cuban. It's all Democrats. They think this way. Let's let Mark Cuban tell you what he said.
Close the deal and defeat you-know-who. And he joins us now. Please welcome back to the table the amazing, the fabulous Mark Cuban.
He's only amazing and whatever when he supports Biden. But when he liked Trump in 2016, the whole View hated his guts. Go figure.
That's the first question.
Hi, Mark. Thanks for being with us today. The election is less than a week away. You've been campaigning with the vice president. Where does this race stand, and who do you think is going to win?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that, Sarah? You dropped out.
Sure. The election's only a week away, so I know you've been campaigning with the vice president. We wanted to know where you think the state of the race is. Who do you think is going to win right now?
Oh, I think the vice president's going to win, obviously. I think, things have changed a lot since 2016.
I didn't hear what he said.
In 2016, in 2016,
Yeah, 5 people in the audience clapped for a communist that's destroying the country. Great job, Kamala. Keep it up.
in 2016, the Trump voter was the silent voter, somewhat in the 2020 election. But now I think it's really switched. I think Elon taking over Twitter has emboldened Trump voters to get loud, to denigrate Harris voters. And that has really caused people to be quiet. And then you hear him say things like he did last night about women. I really think women are going to win this election for the vice president. I think they'll come out in numbers. I think they'll, not listen to their husbands. I think they're going to do the right thing and vote for the vice president.
Okay, so talking about 2016. In 2016, you supported Trump for a little bit. Sorry about that. But then you saw the error.
And he got his feelings hurt like a scorned lover. Trump didn't want to give him a job. And no, I hate Trump. I'm anti-Trump. I was in love with Trump. I went to drink his bathwater. But now I don't love him anymore.
Your ways, and he is not happy with you now. He's calling you a loser. You're weak. You're pathetic. He says that once he stopped taking your calls, you went rogue. Is that really how it went down? Something tells me.
You know what's funny? The View used to love Trump before he became a Republican and before he ran. You're on there kissing him, telling him how great he was. Do you remember that? I do.
No. Your thoughts.
No. I mean, like, when he was president, I actually, he asked for help.
And when you look at Mark Cuban, you look at his eyes, his face, he's soft. He is weak. He got his feelings hurt, and now he's a scorned lover.
PPE during the pandemic. I helped out all I could. He invited me to lunch, bring my kids, bring the family. Yeah. It didn't work out. But, the funniest part.
Sorry.
Who was what?
Who would bring their children near Trump? You lowlife? Joe Biden. He was biting kids at the Halloween party yesterday, biting newborns on their legs. His son, Hunter, he's a human trafficker, a sex trafficker. But he sleeps with his dead brother's wife. Who would let their kids around them? Joan Behar?
It's good. Go ahead, Melissa.
Well, Mark, let me ask you, because I know you were a Nikki Haley supporter like I was in the primary, but now you're supporting Kamala Harris. And turns out Donald Trump is not even asking Nikki Haley for her help to try to reach her voters. What do you make of that? And do you think having people like Liz Cheney, Adam Kinzinger, and other Republicans with Kamala Harris is going to put her over the edge with these Nikki Haley supporters?
Yeah, I mean, yes, it'll put her over the edge with Nikki Haley supporters. Donald Trump, you never see him around strong, intelligent women, ever. It's just
most important comment of the whole interview. You never see Donald Trump around smart, intelligent women. Really, Mark? So none of the women that work for Trump are smart or intelligent. None of the women that vote for Trump are smart and intelligent. Those are your words. The only idiot is you, Mark Cuban.
It's that simple. They're intimidating to him. He doesn't like to be challenged by them. And, Nikki Haley will call him on his nonsense with reproductive rights and how he sees and treats and talks about women. I mean, he just can't have her around. It wouldn't work.
I think Stormy is intelligent. I don't think that's 100%. She's very smart.
Yeah,
Ignore me.
He means is like,
Yeah.
Well, the 6-year-olds that Joe Biden likes to inappropriately touch all the time and tries to molest.
Aliens on stage. and
Yes,
stuff
power
with
over.
it.
Well, let me ask you this, Mark. President Biden is getting some backlash for comments he made on a Zoom call with Latino voters where
I love
he
the
allegedly
accent.
referred to Trump supporters as garbage. Now, President Biden has clarified his comments, but Republicans and Trump are trying to make this into a...
I can't stand her. You know, miss every white person on the planet is racist and owns slaves. Meanwhile, there's only 2% of the population, white population, that owns slaves. And when they did ancestry DNA on her, what did everybody find out? That Sonny Holston's family owned slaves. Hate yourself.
deplorables moment. At the same time, you have Trump now repeatedly calling America garbage and a garbage can. What is your reaction to this entire thing?
I mean, Joe is known for malapropisms, right? Whether they used to call him Malaprop Joe, he's done it many times. But the reality is, you know, the hardcore Trump supporters are the hardcore Trump supporters. There's nobody changing hearts and minds because of what Joe Biden said. He is not running for president versus Donald Trump. You know, Vice President Harris is the candidate. That's all that matters is what she says. I think it doesn't matter at all. Whether Joe misspoke or not, it really doesn't matter.
Okay, Mark, because you're the expert on the economy. People say that they are voting for Trump because they think he's a successful businessman. They think what they saw on the TV show, The Apprentice, is real life. They forget that he bankrupted his casino.
This idiot, she's an idiot. Trump has built cities, towers, bridges, roads, you name it. She couldn't even build a sandcastle at the beach, and she's criticizing Trump. She's disgusting. You know what it is? She can't get a man, so she's just beside herself because no man wants to lay next to her at night. That's really what it is. She would love to lay next to Trump at night.
Who does that? And he doesn't know how a tariff works. Can you please?
Oh, yeah,
I'm
Trump doesn't
showing
know
this
how to.
again. The headline on the Wall Street.
Hold on. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris still have some of the Trump tariffs in place that make this country billions of dollars. Idiot. You're an idiot.
Journal, a conservative paper. U.S. economy extends growth streak. Can you please set the record straight and talk about why Trump will not be good for the economy and why we should not be fooled by him? Please.
Okay, so first of all, let's talk about the number of people in this country. There's 335 million people in this country. Less than 4 million people make $400,000 or more. For everybody else, the other 330 million people, Kamala Harris has been very, very specific that your tax rate will stay the same. And for 100 million people, your tax rate will go down. So for just about every single human in this country, she's better from a tax perspective. Number two, Donald Trump said, you guys talked about.
Well, that's funny because when Trump was the president, his first tax cut put like an extra $130, $40, $140 in my check every time I got paid. And when Kamala and Joe Biden took over, guess what happened to that $140? Goodbye. See ya. No, it's my imagination. It's every American's imagination on the planet because loser, spineless, weasel Mark Cuban says so, who's a spurned lover because Trump doesn't want to give him a job.
Concept of a plan for healthcare. Well, what's the most terrifying expense that every family faces? You go to the doctor. You go to the doctor. You don't know what they're going to say. And if you need a prescription, you need healthcare, whatever it is, you're terrified about the cost. You may have a high, you have a high deductible plan or no insurance. Kamala Harris has been very, very specific. She has said the words, I am going after the pharmacy middlemen. I am going to introduce transparency. I know from my experiences, that's going to cut the direct cost of medications for any family that needs them by 20 or 30% or more. And if she can get any help.
Don't worry, we're all going to be dead by then because Kamala Harris won't secure the border. So she's letting criminals, rapists, murderers, terrorists in the country. So who needs health care when you're going to end up dead? Oh, and by the way, Mark, since you're all about women and women's safety, today, as we speak, on November 1st at 4:02 p.m., an illegal migrant came across the border illegally under Kamala Harris's watch and sexually assaulted a 5-year-old child in Long Island. She should
Congress
be
at all.
proud.
The same concept will apply to the rest of healthcare. So while people can talk about inflation over the last 4 years, what they can't say is that the cost of Gatorade is more important than the cost of healthcare. And Kamala Harris is the only candidate that has a specific plan that will cut your cost of medications and then healthcare. Donald Trump has a concept. And then let's talk about tariffs. I mean, let's, God help us, let's pretend that Donald Trump won the election and it's this time next year and we're having to think about Christmas presents for our friends and families and our kids. People don't realize that most of the presents, the sporting goods equipment, the books, the dresses, the shoes, the knickknacks, they're made in China, imported. Donald Trump says he wants to add a 60% tariff to all of those things. So now all of a sudden those prices go up. So you're having a conversation with your spouse saying, okay, where do we cut back? Because all those toys, all those presents we wanted to buy the kids are now.
What this idiot is not telling you, Trump's plan is to start building all these things in America so they don't have to be imported from China. That's Trump's plan. All the manufacturing, we should be making baseball bats and sporting goods. We should be making tools. Everything should be made on American soil. But poor Mark Cuban, he's in love with Trump. He wants to wear his underwear and drink his bathwater, but Trump said no.
More expensive. Donald Trump is the Grinch that's trying to steal your Christmas.
Yeah, sure.
But it gets worse, right? Because most people.
Yeah, you're cute, Mark. Please. He's
Mark,
just got
we
the type
just-
of
can
face.
you come
know
next
what I
week,
want to
too?
do to it.
Exactly. You laid it out.
Yeah, two idiots. Mark, we all know the type of face you have, and you know what I would love to do to it.
It's so succinct and it's so clear. Nobody feels like they don't get what you're talking about. This is one of the
Everybody
reasons we
just
do
gets
love
it.
you. So our thanks to Mark Cuban.
Any woman that supports Trump is dumb and uneducated, according to Mark Cuban and Democrats.